The inheritance. The dust in their father's study settled like a heavy shroud. Zaynab, a lawyer whose life was dictated by the precision of Sharia and civil law, sat across from her brother Malik. Malik, a musician who had long ago traded his prayer rug for a guitar case, leaned against the bookshelf, his eyes red from a grief he tried to mask with indifference. Their father was gone, leaving behind a silence that felt louder than any argument they had ever had. In the corner of the living room, Bilal sat on the floor, tracing the grooves of the floorboards. Bilal saw the world through a lens of soft edges and repetitive patterns. To him, the house wasn't just wood and brick. It was a promise. Their father had always told him, "Bilal, these walls are your skin. As long as you are inside them, the world cannot bruise you." He clutched a small, hand-carved wooden bird his father had made, its surface worn smooth by years of anxious rubbing. The shock came when the will was unsealed. Their father had not left the house to his children. Instead, the property was bequeathed to the Al-Mazan Academy, an institution notorious for its rigid, archaic discipline and re-education methods. Zaynab's face went pale as she read the legal jargon. Malik let out a sharp, cynical laugh. "He chose them over us?" Malik spat. "The very people who think my music is a sin?" Zaynab visited the academy the next day, hoping for a mistake. She met Mr. Qasim, the director, a man whose clay-sculpted face was as immobile as stone. He spoke of correcting the youth and cleansing the neighborhood. Zaynab realized then that if the school took the house, Bilal would be evicted. The law was clear, however. The will was valid. She began to map out a strategy to contest it, her mind whirring with precedents and loopholes. Malik had a different plan. He stood in the garden with Bilal, watching the sunset. Malik was on the phone with a property developer, talking about demolition costs and luxury condos. If the old man wanted to give it away, fine, Malik whispered, ignoring the tears welling in Bilal's eyes. But I'm not letting those fanatics have it. I'll burn the legacy down and take the cash before they get a single brick. You can't sell what you don't own, Malik, Zaynab shouted later that evening. The siblings stood in the kitchen, the air thick with tension. Malik waved a developer's contract in her face. "And you can't win a case against a dead man's signed wish. You're obsessed with the law, but the law says we lose." Zaynab gripped the edge of the table, her knuckles white. She wanted justice, but Malik wanted revenge, and neither seemed to care about the cost. Bilal retreated to his father's bedroom. He didn't understand contesting or developers. He only knew that his sisters and brothers were making the house feel cold. Zaynab found him there, curled up on the bed, staring at a small mark on the doorframe. "Dad said I grew 2 inches here," Bilal whispered. "If the school comes, do I have to leave my height behind?" Zaynab felt the cold steel of her legal logic begin to crack. Malik joined them, his anger dampened by the sight of his younger brother's fear. He began to rummage through a trunk of old sheet music at the foot of the bed. Beneath a pile of lyrics, he found a hidden envelope. It wasn't a legal document. It was a letter written in their father's shaky, late-stage handwriting. Malik sat on the floor, the paper trembling in his clay hands as he began to read aloud. The letter didn't talk about schools or property. It talked about mercy. Their father confessed he had been approached by the academy when he was vulnerable and afraid for Bilal's future, thinking their discipline might fix what he didn't understand. But his final words were a plea. "I realized too late that mercy is the only law that matters. Zaynab, find the heart in the code. Malik, find the song in the silence. Protect Bilal." Zaynab looked at Bilal and realized that the strict letter of the will was a mistake of a dying, frightened man. They didn't go to court, and they didn't sell to developers. Together, Zaynab and Malik used the letter to negotiate a settlement with the academy's board, citing their father's final intent of mercy. They transformed the house into a community trust, a safe haven for those like Bilal, where the law served the people and music was always welcome. As Malik played a soft melody on his guitar, Zaynab watched Bilal, plant a new tree in the garden. They had inherited more than a house. They had inherited each other.